Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
With our first contestant, it's Canada.
My name is Hannah Begovic, Miss World Canada 2018. I'm fortunate to say that I grew up in a very close-knit, hardworking family. My parents were war refugees. Their life story has inspired me and my siblings to always strive for success, no matter what challenges we may encounter on the road. I'm a dancer. Dancing is a crafted skill that comes through much dedication, discipline, motivation, determination, and above all, focus. I'm currently in my third year of training, enrolled at York University's dance program. Alongside that, I teach young kids to express themselves through the beauty of dance, just like me, hoping to leave a little dose of inspiration to follow their passions and dreams in each one of them. I'm so looking forward to seeing everyone and celebrating together the 30th anniversary of Hainan Island during the Miss World Festival. See you in Sanya! Naturally, when my competition career was over, teaching was the next step for me, and it has been an incredible journey. I love having students of my own, and I think that being a part of that developmental stage for children is such an impactful thing. I know I look back at all the teachers I've had and treasure all the things that they've taught me and all the values that I've learned through being a student myself, so I'm really excited to be able to share that with students of my own. And I actually have like a favorite quote. It's pretty popular, I'm sure you've heard of it. But it goes, "It takes a village to raise a child." And I've always thought that I'm really honored to get the chance to be a part of that village.
And did you always know that you were going to study dance after you graduated high school?
Yes, I actually was going to study business, and that's what I had set my sights on all through high school, but a part of my heart just could not leave dancing behind, so it was a last-minute switch, but I have not regretted a single bit.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Canada. It's time to meet our next contestant, and she comes from Nigeria.
My name is Anita Oka, and I'm the most beautiful girl in Nigeria 2018. Nigeria is the giant of Africa, and we are rich in oil and diverse in cultures. We're very hospitable people in Nigeria, and Nigeria is definitely a place to visit. I'm from a family of 9, and I was raised in the eastern part of Nigeria by my very supportive family. I'm a graduate of medical laboratory science and enjoy dancing, cooking, modeling, and traveling. Participating in pageants has given me a deeper view for humanity, which is why I try to impact lives in my own little way. Seeing the high rates of kids who are on the streets saddens my heart, and this has made me to embark on a project which provides education for these kids. I'll be representing Nigeria at the Miss World Pageant 2018 holding in China, and I look forward to meeting the other contestants. Thank you.
Now, Nigeria, you chose to study medical lab science.
Yes.
What do you hope to accomplish in this area?
Well, studying medical lab science has given me the opportunity to meet people, interact with them, learn about their challenges, and most importantly, teach them about preventable diseases, especially sickle cell, because that's very prevalent in my country. So with this, I intend to establish a healthcare system as much as possible that would offer a certain level of free medical health care to people who can't afford this. And being a beauty queen, I don't think this will be so difficult, because with my title, I can seek for sponsorship, I can seek for funds that would help me establish this. Yes.
Amazing. So connecting your love of science and your title, it's been a good way for you to combine these two things.
Yes, it's given me the ability to embrace it as a tool to help people.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your work in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Contestant number 3 is Gibraltar.
Hi, my name is Safa Ruda. I'm 22 years old and I'm Miss Gibraltar 2018. I currently work as a receptionist at a local law firm. I'm really excited to be representing my hometown Gibraltar in the Miss World pageant in Sanya. With my busy schedule, I always find time to stay active. Keeping fit and maintaining a healthy diet is very important to me. The Mediterranean Steps is one of my favorite locations on our rock. I come here often to relax and enjoy the beautiful straits of Gibraltar. Walking through Gibraltar's old town, you will realize that it is filled with rich history, and every corner has a new story to tell. Spending time with my family is very important to me. I come from a big family, and these are my 3 youngest siblings. I hope to be the best role model I can be for them, as they mean the world to me. I was delighted to open Gibraltar's annual fair this year. I felt like a kid again, enjoying some of the rides. I'm really looking forward to meeting the beautiful contestants of the Miss World pageant in Sanya.
Now, Gibraltar, you talked so fondly of your 3 younger sisters. How are you a role model to them?
Well, by being their mentor, I think. I always encourage them to be the best version of themselves that they can be. Not in a dictating way, but in a way that it will enable them to, try their best at everything that they do. And to discover themselves and what they actually want to do, because they're 3 very different children, and obviously they have different talents and different abilities. I just always want them to know that I accept that, I always follow my heart, and I make decisions that make me grow as a person. So again, I always encourage them to do things like that, do things such as facing your fears, getting out of your comfort zone, by always ensuring that they know that I'm here for them. They can come to me and speak to me about whatever they want. I won't judge. I'll always try to help them and try to be the best role model I can for them, and understanding as well, which is really important, I think.
And do you think one of them will be a future Miss Gibraltar?
All 3 of them.
It's very sweet. Thank you so much, Gibraltar.
Thank you.
Our next contestant is Dominican Republic.
I am a dreamer, lover of nature. I love to explore and live new experiences. I love sports, dancing, sharing with people, knowing the world, and contributing to change. Being a representative of the Dominican Republic is a privilege that fills me with pride because I represent my roots. It is a great satisfaction to be the ambassador to carry the message of strength that characterizes us. I currently live in New York, but my parents and my whole family live in the Dominican Republic. And the best thing about this experience has been to return home and contribute a grain of sand to my country. My purpose is to transmit a positive message and inspire new opportunities to my people. In addition to baseball, the music, and it makes me feel so good to be home. What I'm most passionate about is to be able to share and spend time with children, to contribute to the growth of the most needy, to share with them, to be part of their growth, and to fill their lives with light. In 2015, I started working in orphanages in different parts of the world, in countries like Ghana, Guatemala, and Dominican Republic. I am Denise Romero, and I'm so honored to be representing the Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic, you've worked at orphanages around the world. What has this been like, and what has this taught you?
Well, working in different orphanages around the world has truly been an incredible experience, and it's something that I'm truly passionate about, and it is why I'm here today. I feel that from the moment I started working at the orphanages, I just been focusing on long-term solutions and how I can help them with basic needs that I feel that we all need. And I also feel that this whole experience has taught me that it's not about the material things, but it's about the love and passion that you put into things, especially when you're working with and with serving with different people. So, yeah.
And do you have one orphanage that you went to, or one child that you met that really sticks out for you?
Well, Ghana is the one that's truly special for me because it's the first orphanage that I visited, but they're all special to me because they all have something different to offer, so, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that volunteer work. Jamaica, are you ready for the world to see your video presentation?
I am.
Then let's take a look.
Hello, I am Khadija Robinson, and I greet you from the beautiful island of Jamaica, a proud nation with a rich and colorful cultural tradition.
I am the pulsating beat of reggae music. I am the magnificent and majestic Blue Mountains. I am the spectacular Duns River Falls. I am 7 miles of white sand in a grill beach. I am Jamaica. I was born and raised in rural Jamaica, surrounded by farmlands and warm spirits. A close-knit family and community setting nurtured my love for people and their well-being. This had a great impact on my choice of career. As a physiotherapist, I have a passion for physical independence and keeping people well, mobile, and comfortable. Growing up a country girl, I was always playing outside and grew a love and appreciation for the diverse and beautiful landscape of this little piece of paradise I call home. I am proud to be a part of the Miss World tradition, as it offers me a platform for service above self and gives me an opportunity to represent my sweet, sweet Jamaica.
Jamaica, tell us more about being a country girl.
I think being a country girl is the best experience. It's almost like growing up in one big yard. There are literally no fences or gates separating the houses, so you can just walk from your house to a neighbor's house, have dinner, have lunch. Everyone is a big family. So everyone plays a role in nurturing you. So as a kid, you have to be careful about what you do, because anyone can discipline you or report to your parents. And I live in a farming community, so most of the individuals there are farmers. So most of the things that we eat are fresh. My mom has a small farm, and when it's dinner time and she wants something, she just goes out and plucks it out, and then we bring it to the kitchen and we cook it and we eat it. So in the country, it's just a simple life, and I think it has really made me very humble, because everyone is so grateful for what they have, and it's just a very simple and clean life, and I love it.
And then what's the transition like from farm girl to Miss World?
I have just brought everything with me, I think. I think I'm Miss World because I am a farm girl and because of what they have taught me and everything that I bring with me from them.
Great.
Thank you.
Our last contestant from Group 5 comes from Scotland.
Hello, my name is Lindsay McClelland. I'm 24 years old and I'm representing Scotland in Miss World 2018. I attended the University of the West of Scotland and graduated with a business degree. I am currently working as a flight attendant, which takes me to my biggest passion of all, travelling. Sadly in Scotland, mental health illness is still a big problem. I'm determined to use my time as Miss Scotland to raise as much awareness as I can for suicide prevention. I have been working actively with the Scottish Association for Mental Health for around 4 years now. Sadly, I lost someone very close to my heart when he decided to take his own life. I'm using my platform to help people get over their mental illness and let them know that it's okay to talk about their problems. I will do all I can this year for suicide prevention, and I will make sure that my title leaves a legacy. I am so excited and so honoured to represent my beautiful country, Scotland, in the Miss World contest. I cannot wait to meet all of my fellow contestants, and I cannot wait to visit Sanya.
So Scotland, what can you tell us about suicide prevention, and what messages do you have?
Suicide prevention is a topic that's very close to my heart and one that I'm extremely passionate about. Unfortunately, it took a tragic circumstance for me to understand how desperate a situation we have in Scotland. Currently, per day, 2 people take their own lives in Scotland, and 1 every 2 minutes take their own lives in the world. I mean, it's the biggest killer, but we still find it so difficult to open up and talk about our feelings. If I've got any advice for anyone that's suffering from mental illness, is to talk about it. I mean, as the saying goes, a problem shared really is a problem halved. And if anyone is worried about someone that's close to them, try and see through that smile, because sometimes that can be the biggest mask of all. I'm using my time wisely as Miss Scotland. I have been over the last 4 years to actively raise the profile of suicide awareness, and hopefully my journey can inspire other people to talk out and hopefully get the help that they do need.
Miss Scotland, thank you so much for your story and your work, and that's the great thing about being here, is that we're trying to help in any way that we can. So thank you so much, Scotland. And thank you so much to the entire group for your presentations and for your answers. Excellent job. But this is where things change gears a bit, because it's time for the public to vote. And there are 4 ways to do so. You can like the contestants' official Miss World Facebook pages, like their content on Mobstar, vote for them on the Miss World website, or in China on Model Power Live. Now it's time for the final question. Now you've all been given the question before the show. I'll read the question again, and you'll each have 30 seconds to answer. Scotland, we'll begin with you. Tell us about the greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life and what you learned from it.
So the greatest and hardest obstacle that I've ever had to overcome is losing my father at the age of 20. So sadly, my father took his own life, and it was something we never saw coming. So yes, the biggest thing that I have learned from this experience is really how strong I am. I did have the support and love from my friends and family, and such a strong role model as my mother to look up to. But really, I had to dig deep within to overcome this. So if I learned anything from this, it is to live each day as it was the last. That's why I have been travelling, making the most of my life, and hopefully I can inspire others to do the same.
Thank you, Scotland. Jamaica, tell us about the greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life and what you learned from it.
The greatest obstacle that I've had to overcome was one with myself. It was really building my self-confidence. As a child, people tend to throw their opinions at you. And I latched onto those opinions and I used them to define who I was. And that really kept me back from a lot of things, trying new things and trying just to find myself. And now that I have found myself, it's a freeing feeling to know who you are, and that way you're just not boxed in anymore. And I am so grateful that I eventually did, because there are many people who are still searching, and I'm just so happy that I have found who I am and I can be confident in my genuine self.
Thank you, Jamaica. Dominican Republic, tell us about the greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life and what you learned from it.
The greatest obstacle that I believe I had to go through in my life has been moving to a new place like New York and having to deal with, criticism with my accent or the color of my skin. And it is something, that I wasn't used to, but at the same time, it has taught me that it's so much more than just the appearance, the outside appearance. And it's about what makes somebody valuable in life is the person's heart, their values, their passions in life, and that wanting to change the world and make a difference is what truly matters at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Dominican Republic. Gibraltar, tell us about the greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life and what you learned from it.
Coming from an unsettled family, that made me very insecure as it was when I was a child, and it sort of had a huge effect on me. I had to take up a lot of things. I had to be very independent and grow up a lot faster than other kids. But I realized that was a positive thing, because I've grown up to be a very independent and strong person, and I think that I've taken all of that negative stuff and put it to be a very positive thing in my life now. And also having my mother, seeing how strong she's been and everything, has also been very good for me.
Thank you, Gibraltar. Nigeria, tell us about the greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life and what you learned from it.
As a young lady of 6 feet 2 inches, it's growing up as a teenager was most of the time very uncomfortable, because I looked overaged amongst my peers. In photographs, in group photographs, you'd always be told to stay at the back, and I couldn't find my right pair of jeans. So yeah, but as I've grown older, I've grown more confidence in my height. I've embraced my height. I appreciate it more, and it's made me to be a role model for young ladies with the same height as me who face similar challenges as I did.
Thank you, Nigeria.
Thank you.
And Canada, tell us about the greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life and what you learned from it.
Thank you, Frankie. I would have to say that the greatest obstacle that I've had to overcome in my lifetime, that I still face every single day, would be changing the stereotypical mindset that people have about Muslim women. So some people may know this, some may not, but I myself am a Muslim Canadian, a proud Muslim Canadian, and oftentimes I'm faced with ideas and stereotypes that are not at all true, and overcoming it has been really all about, instead of looking at it as a negative thing, looking at it as a chance to educate people on what it really means to be a Muslim woman in today's day and age. And I think that that's something that I will continue doing for the rest of my life, and I hope to continue doing for the rest of my life.
Thank you so much, Canada. And thank you, ladies. I mean, this is the amazing thing about this challenge, is that, we're sharing stories. And thank you for being so personal and for sharing the obstacles that you've all overcome. It's been a pleasure and an honor to listen to you all. So that concludes this episode of the Head-to-Head Challenge. And here's a reminder of how you can vote. There are 4 ways: liking the contestants' official Miss World Facebook pages, liking their content on Mobstar, voting for them on the Miss World website, and in China on Model Power Live. From all of us here at the Mangrove Tree Resort World in Sanya Bay, I'm Frankie Chenna.